Hello students, hope you all doing well. I am Shulbha Sharma. Today I am going to teach you Social Studies of Class 5, Lesson 7, Fundamental Rights and Duties. So students, our topic is Fundamental Rights and Duties. The British ruled over our country for more than 300 years. After a long and continuous struggle, India became independent on 15th August 1947. The immediate task before our leaders was to form a government. For this purpose, a constituent assembly was set up with Dr. Rajendra Prasad as its president. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. The drafting committee prepared the draft of constitution in about 3 years and was adopted on 26 January 1950. This day is celebrated as the Republic Day every year. The fundamental rights have been included in Part 3rd and the fundamental duties in Part 4th A of the Constitution of India. They constitute the fundamental values and the basic principles of the Constitution. The in this chapter, we shall discuss about the significance of the fundamental rights and the fundamental duties. Fundamental rights. The fundamental rights have been guaranteed to us by the Constitution of India. These rights are very foundation and important feature of our democratic structure. The fundamental rights are binding on the state. The fundamental rights contained in Part 3rd of the Constitution. So, our Constitution grants us six fundamental rights, which are as follows. First, right to equality. Second, right to freedom. Third, right against exploitation. Fourth, right to freedom of religion. Fifth, cultural and educational rights. Sixth, right to constitutional remedies. So, in this slide, we will discuss more about the fundamental rights. So, first fundamental right is right to equality. In this, all persons shall be equal before the law. All persons shall have equal protection of the law within the territory of India. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or birth of place. The state shall provide equality of opportunity in matters of public appointment. Untouchability and its practice in any form has been abolished. The state shall not confer titles on anybody. So, in this right to equality, we learn that all citizens are equal before the law and there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, or language. Now, the second fundamental right is right to freedom. In this, there are the three main points. Means first is right to education, right to information, protection against arrest and detention in certain cases, and all citizens shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression, assemble peacefully and without arms. All citizens shall have the right to form association or unions. They all have right to move freely throughout the territory of India. all citizens can reside and settle in any part of the territory of India and can practice any profession or carry on any occupation, trade, or business. And in this, right to education is also a very important point. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of age between 6 and 14 years. Protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. And in the last point, the right to information has been included to promote openness, transparency, and accountability in the administration. So, in this, we learn all the citizens have a right to express his or her views freely through speech or in writing. One has a right to settle in any part of India and to travel whenever and wherever he or she wants to within the country. So, next right is about right against exploitation. In this, the state shall provide protection against exploitation through traffic in human beings and forced labor or beggar. State shall provide protection against employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories or etc. So in this we learn no one in the country has a right to exploit the other. The law does not support child labor. A child below the age of 14 years is not allowed to be employed. The fourth fundamental right is right to freedom of religion. In this, all persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely process, practice and propagate religion, freedom to manage religious affairs, and they have freedom not to pay taxes for religious promotion. In this, no religious instruction shall be provided in any educational institution which is completely maintained out of state funds. So, in this, every individual has a right to follow and preach any religion of their choice. Now, the fifth fundamental right is right to culture and education. In this, protection of interest of minorities, there is no citizen shall be denied admission to any educational institution maintained by the state or aided by the state on the grounds of religion, race, caste, or language. No minorities based on religion or language shall have the right to establish and administer educational institution of their choice. In this, every citizen has a right to study in any institution. People can take any legal steps to preserve their culture. Now the last fundamental right is about right to constitutional remedies. In this, Constitution of India not only guarantees the above mentioned fundamental rights but also guarantees the right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. The Supreme Court shall have power to issue directions or orders. Dr. Ambedkar has marked out that the right to constitutional remedies as the very soul and the heart of the Constitution. Means, while enjoying our rights, we should not interfere with the rights of other people also. In this, every individual has a right to approach the courts for justice in case his or fundamental rights are restricted or taken away. So, in these slides, we will learn more about the fundamental duties of Indian citizen. The fundamental duties have been included in Part 4A by the 42nd Amendment to the Constitution of India in 1976. The Constitution has laid down 10 fundamental duties for every citizen of India. The 11 fundamental duties have been added to the Constitution by the 86th Amendment in 2002. Following are the fundamental duties. First, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Second, to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for the freedom. Third, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. Fourth, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Fifth, to promote harmony and the spirit of brotherhood amongst all the people of India. Sixth, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Seventh, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Eighth, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. To say, ninth point is to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Tenth, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher level of endeavor and achievement. 11th point is every parent or guardian to provide opportunity for education to his child between the age of 6 and the 14 years. So in this we learn we had the citizen of India enjoy the fundamental rights, but along with these rights some certain duties we have to follow. To lead a happy life we should perform our duties too. So in short, we should respect the Indian Constitution, the national flag, and the national anthem. We should help our nation united. We should come forward to help and sacrifice for our nation as and when required. We should take care of our environment. We should look after the public property and should not destroy it. So students, I hope you all understood our fundamental rights and duties clearly. Now, in this slide we'll learn duties are inseparable from rights. Both are strictly correlative. According to Gandhiji, the source of right is duty. If we all discharge our duties, rights will not be far to seek. So, rights and duties are the two sides of the same coin. For the rights you have to for the rights you have to perform your duties well. And it is duty for the citizen to perform their duties seriously and sincerely. Now students, I hope you all understood the chapter completely and clearly. Now there is an exercise for you. Fill in the blanks. First, the fundamental rights have been guaranteed to us by the dash. Second, the state shall not dash titles on anybody. Third, right against exploitation is a dash right. All minorities have the right to establish dash institution of their choice. Fifth, rights and dash are the two sides of the same coin. So let's find out these answers. First one is the fundamental rights have been guaranteed to us by the Constitution. Second, the state shall not confer titles on anybody. Third, right against exploitation is a fundamental right. All minorities have the right to establish educational institutions of their choice. Fifth, rights and duties are the two sides of the same coin. So, students, you all have to do the exercises in the copies, and please write your name and class in the comment box. Thank you.